today we've got a topic of what you focus on. And this is, I think, very important in terms of everyone's well-being right now. I'm just going to make sure that this is full screen. So yeah, that's as full screen as it goes. All right, so if you join me and live or through the recording, feel free to comment, share your thoughts as I go through. Definitely share your takeaways at the end, inshallah. Okay, so what is this about? What we're going to go through today is the concept of the bigger picture versus the focused view and the impact of where we focus our attention. Let me explain what I mean by the bigger picture. So here we have a beautiful picture, and actually I intended to find some audio to go with it so you could hear the birds chirping and the water splashing as it comes down the waterfalls. So I know you haven't got that audio input right now, but you've got the visual here. I want you to imagine you are sitting having a picnic, and this is the view that you're looking at as you're sitting comfortably having a picnic, enjoying the beauty of Allah's creation. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Beautiful, vibrant colors. You can imagine the sound of the water flowing. Probably there's a gentle breeze. The temperature is just perfect because you're sitting under the shade. It's not too cold and it's not too hot. And there's just this peace, an absolute peacefulness that you experience just being sitting in this tranquil space, totally admiring the creation of Allah. So that is actually our experience when we see the bigger picture. When we see the bigger picture, it's beautiful. When we see the bigger picture, there is a beautiful feeling. We can really absorb and enjoy and make the most of every given moment. So what is the focused view? The focused view is where we hone in on one aspect of the picture, and then we hone in even more. What are you seeing now? Is there anything about what you see in that small frame that's appealing, meaningful, really doesn't help much at all? It looks pretty blurry and brown and nondescript. It's very unclear, uncertain, but certainly isn't a great feeling, right? So this is how it works for us emotionally and spiritually. When we are focused on Allah and focused on the bigger picture and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fits into that picture. I'm not expecting you to imagine Allah, astaghfirullah, that's not what I mean at all. Meaning that we are Allah focused when we look at the picture. We can pull out, we can see the bigger picture, we can see the benefits, we can see the tests, we can see the meaning, we can see that we have purpose, we can see that there is reason. We may not understand it all, we may not even know it all, but we have tawakkul and we trust in it. We're very conscious and aware of Allah, so we're being mindful in our own actions and our behavior. And we don't lose our well-being. We don't lose our bearings. We don't lose our footing. But when we focus right in, it looks very hard. We're not really seeing Allah in the equation. We are just seeing what we're seeing, and we're trying to make sense of it. And it can be quite overwhelming or quite fearful, because it's like, I can't make sense of it. Looking at this picture on the screen right now, I mean, if you hadn't seen the picture before and really see where it came from in that picture, can you really understand what that picture is of? Who knows? It could be a bit of moldy bread, for all we know. And so we're not in a state of wisdom. We're not working with the full picture, and we're not working in our best way. And that leaves us deficient, I suppose, in the moment. We're not deficient as people, but in that moment, we're in a feeling of deficiency because we're focused so far in that all we can see. And now if we just relate it back to what's happening in the world, all we can see is the pain and the suffering, the injustice. All we can see is what's being shared through our groups. And it's really hard to understand, how is this happening and why is it happening and how could it be happening and why isn't anyone doing anything about it? That's when we focus right in. Our well-being, emotional and spiritual well-being, can't be found in that focused view. You can't be found in those questions. Our well-being can only be found when we zoom right back out. If I go back to the original picture, and we can see the beauty of the whole picture. There is wisdom in everything, and everything is happening by the qadr of Allah. And just because we can't make sense of it, just because we've got stuck looking at this view of it, doesn't make that not true. It just means we can't see it. That's all it means. So I want to share the impact that has on us when we go into that low-level thinking. The why is this? Why? This isn't right. How can they do this? This is, the evil, all of that thinking. We end up with very heavy feelings of anger, heavy feelings of maybe depression and sadness, just maybe nondescript heavy feelings. It feels heavy. And we lose our wisdom. And our wisdom is our connection with Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always guiding each and every one of us. And when we are connected to that and listening to that and following that, we're in our wisdom. But when we get lost in that low-level thinking, we lose sight of Allah. We end up having heavy feelings, and we're no longer in our wisdom. How can we be part of the solution from that state? We have to be in our wisdom. We have to rise above. We need to bring up ourselves to high-level thinking, and the high-level thinking is the thinking about Allah, the seeing it as the bigger picture, the understanding that there even is a bigger picture. So what is the solution? Is to change thinking. Now, I don't mean change your thoughts as in, oh, I just had a negative thought, I better change it to a positive thought. That's not what I'm talking at all. I'm talking about having a whole shift in the way we're thinking. So Sydney Banks, who was a Scottish welder, actually, a very wise soul, had an insight into how the human experience works. He's the one that coined the expression that we're living in the feelings of our thinking in the moment. And what he says is, life is like any other contact sport. You may encounter hardships of one kind or another. Wise people find happiness not in the absence of such hardships, but in their ability to understand them when they occur. So we are in another one of those hardships as an ummah. And it's not about trying to find the absence of this hardship or escape it. It's about understanding it. And the only way we can understand it is by seeing it through the lens of Islam. That's the only way we can have emotional and spiritual well-being. And what's really interesting is in a surah in the Quran, which is actually Surah Isra, which is the surah of the children of Israel, believe it or not, subhanAllah. There is this verse where it says, "Say, O Prophet, everyone acts in their own way, but your Lord knows best whose way is rightly guided." There is so much happening at the moment, so many people on both sides, and I'm not saying this bit to condone or whatever any side, but I'm just saying from both sides, everybody is saying they're doing it for Allah. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows who is the rightly guided. So our job here is to be amongst the rightly guided, to be amongst the ones whose actions are in alignment with Allah's guidance. We are all going to act in our own way based upon our own thoughts and our own feelings. And if those thoughts and feelings are not in alignment with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us, then our actions are not going to be in alignment with those that are rightly guided. We need to rise up from these feelings. We need to rise up to higher level thinking. And this is what this series of videos is all about. And each day I'm going to give you one thing to think about, and that's enough for today. So this is the plan. I want you to listen every single day. Make a time to find this video. If you're on our list, look for it in the emails. And slow down and spend some time reflecting on the message of the video. Because it's in that quiet reflection time that you will find some answers, inshallah. And then share your takeaways in the comments and share your insights and share this around with everyone around you so that there is something positive that is countering all the negativity that everybody is absorbing right now. Be part of the khair, be part of the plan, be part of the solution by sharing this, and let us help more people. And reach out if you need support. If you need to join, if you just want support from us, join one of our programs, or if you feel called to be part of the solution, because going beyond this, there is going to be so much work in the mental health world, in the area of emotional and spiritual well-being. And we have a certification program that we can help you with. So this is the way to help. This is the way. Share far and wide. Share it in your WhatsApp groups, in your Telegram groups, wherever you can. If you personally need help right now, you're struggling right now, type help in the comments. And someone from the team will let you know how to get our help. If you want to be a part of our We Are All Okay Summit between the 15th and the 21st of November for free, where you could listen to the mentors from Back to the Fitrah Mentoring Academy share their wisdom around how you can detach from the dunya. The topic is freedom from the shackles of the dunya. I can tell you right now, we've had that title for over a year. We had no idea this would be happening at the time when we ran this. Then type summit in the comments if you want to be a part of that. And if you'd like to learn more about how you can become a Back to the Fitrah mentor, type certification in the comments. That's all you have to do. Type help summit or certification, or reach out to us personally and we will give you the links so that you can learn more, inshallah. And in the meantime, until tomorrow's video, inshallah, stay strong. Because Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu reported that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "The strong believer is more beloved to Allah than the weak believer, but there is goodness in both of them." Alhamdulillah. So I'm just going to have a quick crossover to check if there has been any comments here. No, there is no questions or comments in the chat. So make sure you write your takeaways. Make sure you share this. We need to bring the thinking of the Ummah up. We need to unite and be strong in these troubling times. And this is our part of the solution. So please help us by sharing it with everyone, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi